Hey, Shalom, y'all. Giving all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Bashim, Kakwadash, and our Lord, what is edifying to the elect. And, out here by the lake right now, real beautiful, real serene type feel, you know. But this video I want to touch on, having a pilgrim mindset, 2022 and beyond, as the war for our soul increases. And the reason why I want to touch on that is because we oftentimes think about the pilgrim mindset in regards to, Second Esdras, the 16th chapter and the 40th verse. Going to us being pilgrims upon the earth. Once the prophecies start playing out, martial law ensues, chaos in the streets, desperation everywhere. People looking desolate out here in the world, needing help and assistance and willing to do by any means necessary, get that for themselves and their families. Going into that neighbor, having no pity against his neighbor, also stated in Second Esdras, in terms of the prophecies that are going to ensue in these last days. And ultimately, pursuing the Daniel 12:1, it's going to be the hardest time the world has ever seen. The time of trouble the world has never seen before, man. That's the time period we headed into. So we truly got to have that pilgrim mindset. But it's not even just about, being a pilgrim upon the earth in terms of having to flee into the wilderness, having to flee out your crib and go into the woods, or be willing to be on, live like a gypsy, always on the go, just finding rest wherever you can, and relying on the Lord for our sustenance, in that day. Yes, that's extremely important. That is what we're gonna have to do. Or we just gonna be taken to a FEMA camp as well. So that's gonna be some of our brothers' lots. We taken into FEMA camps, and get beheaded and be martyrs for this truth, man. No one knows the exact lot the Lord has, for us right now. But it all encompasses having a pilgrim mindset, because in both of those scenarios, or in all of those scenarios I mentioned, you gotta in order to be caught up in that, you're gonna have to be willing to walk away from the current environment and the current world state, because it doesn't resonate, with our moral compass and the values that we hold as Israelites, in this truth. And but it's not just about that, though. That's important, but it's not just about that. It's also about having a pilgrim mentality. Prior to that, man, being willing to walk away, being willing to say no, actively practicing and bringing, discipline into your life, to keep you in the right mindset for Jacob's trouble, actively looking out for yourself and protecting yourself via, distancing yourself from potential distractions, and deceiving mechanisms to your morality and your moral compass, whatever it may be for you, man. All of us is different. But those are things that we're gonna have to, bring into our lives in this new world that we headed into, this new time of trouble, this new phase that we headed into in this world, man, this world stage. That pilgrim mindset is gonna be extremely important, because like I said, the war is on our soul, man. That's why they implement certain things into the world, man. That's why they implement certain measures into the world, and they pack your body in such a way because it's connected to your soul and your spirit, and once your body is altered, once your body is changed, into a transhumanistic state, there goes your spirit. You're done. I always think about, it always reminds me of certain movies that you may see, certain dystopian society movies or whatnot, that show societies where people are completely altered humans because they have, some type of bodily change via a thing. y'all know what I'm talking about, or some type of thing, Their bodies, they're not even themselves anymore. They operate solely, and purposely for the powers that be, and the betterment of that said society, because the thing that altered their body has moved their spirit in the direction to tell them the elites and the powers that be know what's best for you. And for you to go against that, you're a threat you're a threat not just to yourself, but everyone else around you as well. And that's how they get a lot of people, man. That's how they're gonna get a lot of people in these days too. You know, and that's spiritual war. That's heavy spiritual warfare right there. That's why, because quite frankly, one of the ways in which you accomplish defeat in the spiritual warfare is that your subject has no clue what you're doing. It's all being done behind the scenes. It's all being done kind of in the shadow world per se. You know, being done in the dark. But what's in the dark always comes to light. You know? And that light is going to be shown from Yahweh Shai, or starting with the Most High Yahweh through Yahweh Shai, before the archangels and ultimately the elect as well. You know? Be able to see through this facade and see past this. But that's because of that pilgrim mentality. That uncompromising mentality. You know? Being willing to walk away if said measure or said practice conflicts with your moral compass. Being willing to walk away if you're in a particular personal situation where, you know, you're faced with a decision to lean on your morality, lean on your morals, ultimately lean on, you know, the Most High and His righteousness, you know, or choose whatever measure that this world wants you to bend the knee to. You got to have a pilgrim mentality to be able to not only see through that, but bypass all the mental manipulation, you know, and all the propaganda that's gonna be thrown at you as you're striving and trying to exit that matrix, man. You know, it takes a true pilgrim mentality. You know, it's being willing to walk away, you know, from things, from the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes, man. That takes a pilgrim mentality. Because quite frankly, you know, as things get, things get increasingly more difficult to operate in this world, as, you know, you don't participate in certain practices of this current world, y'all know what I'm going into. It's, you know, the other option, quite frankly, from a fleshly perspective, is going to be seen as more bleak. You know, participate in the world, have a roof over my head, or potentially be homeless. Potentially participate in the world and have a roof over my head, or potentially, or have a job to go to, or potentially be jobless and not have a way to provide for myself and my family. For you brothers that got families, that seems bleak, man, compared to the other option that you have through compromising. You know, but it takes a true pilgrim, a true strong pilgrim, a strong warrior, to not just be willing to walk away from said thing, but be able to trust in that the reason you're walking away is due to something that you've never seen before. I always go back to 1 Peter, the first chapter, going to the trial of our faith, more precious than fine gold, and having faith in the Lord, whom we never saw, man. You know, we never saw, we never witnessed with our eyes, but we believe these words, man. We believe these words. We believe these words have power behind them, man. And we stand true to that. And we hold true to that. And there's none for the elect. There's none that can compromise that, man. Those are the traits that encompass a true pilgrim, a true warrior. Being a pilgrim ain't just about, you know, fleeing out of your house and going to the wilderness, man. Because if that has no merit behind it, you're just performing an action. You know, if that has no strength behind it, you're just following the crowd. You're just doing what you're told. You're just doing what someone said you should do in this day. You got to have true merit behind that, man. By actually, you know, believing in this word that you've never been able to see. In terms of the men who wrote the word, the disciples who preached it, the prophets who prophesied, man. Yahweh Shai himself. And ultimately, the Most High Yahweh, who we never seen as well. But we believe his words, though. That's holding on to something true. And that's something that the powers that be have no power over, man. Because I like to use the phrase, the elect gonna see everything, man. But the elect gonna see everything in these last days, man. Everything. You know, gonna see zombies walking out in broad daylight. Family turn their back on you. People die in broad daylight. People get raped, robbed, and murdered in broad daylight. You know, you're gonna have to see people thriving in a world that if you want to compromise, you could be part of. If you want to alter your moral compass, you know, and you know, dismiss yourself from your views, you can participate in that world, man, and live a life of quote unquote comfort or assume comfort, because we all know the saying: you'll have nothing, you own nothing, you'll be happy. So either way, you're losing. You know, but it may seem like a loss on this side by having to dismiss yourself from this world, but it's really not a loss, you know, because you're in the process of gaining eternal life. You're in the process of gaining a relationship with the one true power, the one true God. What is better than that, man? What's better than that? The process of becoming perfect. What's better than being perfect, man? When I say perfect, I mean having the law, statutes, commandments written in us. What's better than that, man? Ain't none. Ain't none, man. Ain't nothing in this world. Ain't nothing that this world can offer. It's better than that. When I say ain't none in this world, I mean, you know, outside of the Most High Yahweh, because even in the kingdom, that's the most important part of the kingdom, man. It's having we're gonna have great blessings in the kingdom. Yeah, we're gonna be rich as hell. Yeah, we're gonna be able to have land. Yeah, we're gonna be able to have dominion, and we're gonna be able to judge and rule over these nations and put them in subjection. Yeah, we're gonna have all the women. It's gonna be beautiful, man. We're gonna have the servants and the slaves. It's gonna be beautiful, man. But the most important thing is being in righteousness 100% and never going off ever again. Being perfect, being vessels made perfect, man. But you can only get that if you got that pilgrim mentality, you know? Because you know, hoping on that and believing on that and thinking upon that drives your pilgrim mentality. And you're able to have a counterbalance within your spirit of the, you know, on the elites preying on you for not having a pilgrim mentality. That's the thing with the elites, man. They prey on the people. They prey on the fact that most people don't have a pilgrim mentality. So they feel like they need something from these people. They feel attached to them constantly, man. They feel like there'll be nothing without this the societal construct. But when you remove yourself spiritually via having that pilgrim mentality from said societal construct, they have no power over you anymore. You know? They have no power over you anymore, man. You've submitted yourself fully to the spirit, to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You forsook the flesh. You know? And that's going to pay dividends, you know, when the spiritual warfare ramps up, man. When the mental manipulation ramps up. When the mental anguish ramps up. When the Most High allows Satan to go on a rampage, man. You know, weeding through the wheat and the tares. You know, that submission to the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and him granting you with that pilgrim mindset is going to pay dividends later on, man. It really is. So that's the mentality we got to have 2022 going forward. Pilgrim mentality, ready for whatever. Not just from a fleshly perspective of going to the woods or the wilderness or a FEMA camp, but also from a mental and spiritual perspective in regards to us not, you know, bowing the knee in any sense. And us prepping ourselves via removing our mind, body, and spirit from said things that could be a potential distraction, you know, as well. That's what it's all about right there, man. And I thank the Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that he's able to, he's granted us this opportunity, you know, to be able to do so. Because, you know, like I said, the elites of this world, they prey on the fact that people don't have a pilgrim mentality, and the people feel like they need them for survival. They feel validated by their titles and their association with the societal structure, the societal construct. Their association with said societal construct gives them some sort of honor and validation. But when you have a pilgrim mentality, you've exited from that already. So that they can't rule over you with that, you know? They can't pry on you with that through certain measures that they use, as we're seeing going on right now. You know, so that's all I got to say on that. I want to give all the praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah Bashim, Kakwadash. Lord, what is edifying to the elect. Bob Ball, call me Yasharala Shawawam, and keep the faith.